$80,000, baby, from one sales page, just one. 2,000 words, bro. Can you imagine making $40 for every word you typed? This ain't no English paper, baby. This is a sales page from one sales page. And today I want to share with you, man, my sales page template. The one template I use to write this sales page and make 80K from this on autopilot. Like no manually outreaching to people, no delivering for clients, no nothing. Just one page and 80K, a Cybertruck in the bank from this page. And the craziest part is when I wrote this page, I was still a beginner. Dude, I was only 6 months into my copywriting journey when I wrote this sales page. That's nuts. That's how good this framework works. But I do want to be honest. This framework is not 100% my own. To be honest, bro, I've been trying to make money online since I was 13 years old. I even had like a Minecraft bucket server. Some of y'all are too young to know what bucket means on Minecraft. Minecraft bucket server that I built, and I would charge kids like $20 for ranks, like builder ranks with special perks. I was hustling, bro, 13 years old. I would edit Call of Duty, like Black Ops 2 trick shotting montages for like $5 each. This is embarrassing, I even would upload uncopyrighted rap music lyric videos trying to get AdSense. Like, it was bad. But you would think, having started so early, that I would have insane success like Iman or someone. I'd have $100 million. But fast forward 10 years and dude, I literally had nothing to show for it. Literally almost no money after 10 years of trying to make money online. I thought about quitting multiple times. 10 years of doing something and failing makes you want to quit a lot. But what was worse than the pain of failure was the pain of thinking about working a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. I couldn't even fathom it. So I just kept grinding. And the next step of my grind changed my life forever. You see, what I decided to do is look for people who made money online and buy some books. I was tired of YouTube videos. I was tired of gurus. I wanted to just buy some books. So I bought 3 books that changed my life forever. These books were number 1, Expert Secrets. Number 2, Copywriting Secrets. Number 3, Great Leads. And what these 3 books taught me was one concept. It is the power of a great sales page. I started to understand that all these gurus that I loved, bro, Iman, Hamza, Dan Coe, Ali Abdul, Ed from Film Booth, Charlie Morgan, Joshua Mayo, they all had a sales page. It was very simple. They had traffic, they sent that traffic to a sales page, and they made money from the sales. So easy, bro. But the issue is you had to have a good sales page. And so I started thinking, if I just learn how to write an insanely good sales page, I will print money over time. I had to. It's so valuable. And so here's what I did. The issue is I had no clue how to write a good sales page. So I made a quick plan. I'll share this plan with you guys right now. Number 1, read every book on copywriting and sales pages that I could possibly find, because there's not really any good videos on it. So read every book. 2, distill all those books into one powerful, usable framework that I could use to write good sales pages. And 3, write a killer sales page for other people, make money, and then write a killer sales page for myself and make bank. And guess what? Fast forward 6 months, I wrote a sales page and 80K popped out the other side. And it would have been even more had I not shut it down to work on an even bigger project, being Copy Elite. And I used this new killer sales page template to write that sales page. Not joking. This is not for a video. I'm literally sharing with you guys the exact template I used. So yeah, I hope you're excited. No gatekeeping. It's all here. I made 80K from one page, 2,000 words, bro, $40 per word. And I'm gonna share it with you right now. I just set it, forget it, and I printed a Cybertruck on the other end. And the biggest dub of all, though, had nothing to do with the money. It was just proving to myself that I could stick with this online game and actually do something of value. And I want that for you. So I'm gonna show you how to do this today. So let's go over the juicy bullets, the good copywriting bullets we're gonna go over today. Number 1, how to use the Killer Sales Page V2 template to write a 24/7 sales machine and wake up to multiple plus $127 sales that happened while you were slumped. Number 2, how to write sales page copy so real and authentic that your audience enjoys being sold to. And if you have a personal brand or you work for someone with a personal brand, this could make you millions. And number 3, an easy way to get sales page clients so you can harvest those $1,000 Stripe screenshots every week. like I was writing sales pages for people. So I hope you're freaking excited, bro. Thank you for watching, and let's get right into it. Let's do it. All right, let's do it, man. This is going to be fun. So I'm going to show you guys the exact killer sales page template V2 that I use to honestly write a page and make $91,000 with doing very little work after this thing was done. So I can't wait to show you guys everything that I learned doing it. So let's get right into it. So starting with this, we have the 4 keys, okay? There's really 4 keys that I've found that make a killer sales page that converts like crazy. And I'm going to walk you through all of them. No gatekeeping or anything. I'm going to show you all my sauce. So let's do it. This will be fun. Starting with key number 1, the power of 1. You see, what you have to understand is that focus equals money. So what we're doing as copywriters, as marketers, as businessmen in general, is we're creating all this emotional energy. We're bringing these emotions to the surface, but most people don't understand how to channel that emotional energy into one thing. Because if you do that, you will create action, meaning sales, clicks, whatever. And most people make the mistake of having too many things for their customers' emotional energy to focus on. If you have 3 big ideas, 3 problems you're targeting, 3 offers, all that emotion doesn't know where to go. But if you have one singular point you're trying to make and all that emotion goes straight into it, you're creating a laser of energy versus just a spotlight, right? And don't take it from me. I'm nobody. Take it from Mr. Steve Jobs himself. Focus and simplicity. Once you get there, you can move mountains. I like Jesus more personally, and he says faith moves mountains, but the point still stands here. Focus and simplicity is extremely powerful, especially in marketing and doing what we do. And so how do we do that? Well, let's go over the power of 1. These are the foundations of an amazing sales page. And I promise you, bro, if you nail these, actually writing becomes easy. You probably go to write a sales page, if you've ever tried, and you sit there and stare at a blank piece of Google Doc, and you're like, I don't even know where to start. That's because you're not supposed to start from blank. You start from having the foundations already done. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Starting with number 1. What is the one problem that your target customer has? You see, they are on your page for a reason. And that's because they have one problem that they want solved. And if you solve this one problem, their pain is alleviated and then value is created. So you must know what is the biggest, most painful problem they have. And we're all humans. We all have a lot of problems. But at that point in time, what is the biggest problem that you can solve for them? What one problem does your thing solve? Obviously, it's going to solve multiple ones, but which is the main one that you're going to target in the marketing message? Number 2, what is the one desire your target customer has? What is their biggest desire across the market? What do most people want? What is their goal or the thing that represents them fulfilling their desire? So some good examples are in this online space, 10K a month has been a big buzzword for a long time because that represents your desire of making money online and building a life that you want. Or for some people, it's buying a Tesla. That used to be a big thing when Teslas were like more rare. If you bought a Tesla, you had made it online. That was a big like desire a lot of people had. Moving on to number 3, what is the one why your target customer has? So they don't have that desire for no reason. There's a reason they have that desire. So understand why. Why do you want 10K a month? Why do you want a Tesla? Why do you want to have a YouTube following? There's always a why behind it. And so what is the deeper psychological why behind that desire? And how you find this is you keep asking why until you get the deepest answer. So for instance, you want to make 10K a month. Ask yourself, why? Once you answer that, ask yourself again, why? Why? And after like 4 or 5 whys, you're going to get down to some really deep, like emotional or spiritual, traumatic stuff of like why you want this, right? The deeper you go, the more powerful it's going to be. Especially if you can show your customer why they have that desire. If they've never thought about it and you clarify that for them, that's very powerful. They're going to gain trust in you. They're going to feel understood because you understand them better than they do. That's what you're showing them when you understand their deeper why. So what is this? And keep in mind, there's going to be tons of these, but you always want to find the one. What is the one most important? The one that scours across the whole market? Because essentially what you're doing with a sales page is you are a salesman, but you're trying to target the most amount of people. So everyone's going to have variations of all these things, but what is true of most of the people seeing the page? When you do that, you capture the lion's share of the market. And so the next thing is, what is the one method they need to get their desire? So we talked about this in the 5Q framework video. If you haven't watched that, pull it up to watch after this video. Don't leave right now. Finish this while you're on the same train of thought, then go watch it. But we talked about how people don't want to buy a product first. They must be sold on the method. So for instance, if you're going to buy my copywriting coaching, you would never buy my copywriting coaching if you weren't sold on the idea of copywriting. Copywriting was not here since the inception of time, right? It's a concept that we created to explain something that has been here, persuasion, right? Even persuasion is still a concept. So you must be sold on the method first. So you can't sell someone on keto pills if they're not sold on keto. And so you must understand, what is the one method they need to get their desire? What is the one core concept, the thing, the mechanism, the new opportunity that will get them their desire? Once again, this is not your product. It's the opportunity that your product takes advantage of. Once again, see the 5Q framework video for more in depth. You can go to the comments, click on my pinned comment, open it up. Don't watch it yet. Finish your train of thought, then go watch it. Number 5, what is the one idea of your sales message? So I love this. This is from Kyle Milligan. Shout out to Kyle Milligan. Dude, he was essential in my training when I first started. Read his book. It's called Take Their Money. It's so good. Read his book. But in that book, he talks about, if your sales page was summarized in one simple sentence, what would it be? And this helps you to create that massive energy of like, focused energy, right? If everything comes back to this one sentence and it all supports it, you're creating powerful energies. This is a great way to do this. So his example was, he wrote a sales page that could be summarized as, Trump did a thing, now you get paid. That was the whole message. Everything supported that. It all went back to this. And you'll see the examples of mine for each one of these questions. You'll see what mine is. So summarize your whole sales page in one sentence, okay? It's going to help you focus. And number 6, what is the one promise or offer that you're promising them? So what are you offering them? Based on everything above, right? All these keys, all of these points in this number 1 key, like 1 through 5, based on all that, what can you promise your customers if they trust and give you their money? So I like for this to be results and outcome based, right? Lose 15 pounds in the next 45 days. Double your conversion rates. Gain your first 1,000 subscribers. Go on 5 dates in the next 30 days. What is the result they get from working with you? And once again, there's going to be multiple good answers to each one of these questions. It's easy to find good answers, bro. The key is finding what is the best answer to each. That's where the power is. And this comes from really taking time to study and critically think who you're selling to. That's where the power is. So let's give you guys my exact 80K example. Once again, I use these exact questions to make $80,000 with a very small following. Okay, so it is powerful. I have proof to back that up. This is why I'm sharing this with you after I've made the proof. Number 1, what is the one problem your target customer has? The people I were targeting, they don't know how to make money online. That's the number 1 problem, was just making some sort of money online. That was the main problem, that if that was solved, it would create immense value. Number 2, what is the one desire your target customer has? Kind of the same thing. Make their first real money online, specifically over 10K a month. So I know that my target audience, they really want to make that 5 to 15K a month. And I'm going to target that. I'm going to use that. That's the one desire. That's really the main thing I targeted, was just the number 10K a month, because it is so strong. What is the one why your target customer has? Well, in my instance, for me personally, and for most of my audiences, they want to prove themselves to their family and their friends, and most importantly, themselves, right? So everybody was talking about, I want to prove to my family. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized, like, dude, you want to prove it to yourself. You have this doubt inside of you that you're like, what if they're right? What if my friends and family are right? What if this is stupid? What if I shouldn't do this? And so the biggest person you want to prove yourself to is yourself. And then your family and friends. And so that's the biggest why. That's why you want to make real money online. So it's just to prove it and say, I did it. Look, it works. I wasn't crazy. Next, what is the one method they need to get their desire? So I got fancy because I wanted to prove my copywriting skills, and I created my own new opportunity called digital persuasion. It's just persuading online, right? That's all it is. But I made it fancy, made it sound cool. It was my thing. Just to do it, honestly. But your method can be anything. Like right now, the method that I sell is copywriting, right? I teach people how to use a skill of persuasion with words to make a lot of money online. That's what I do. That's what I sell for my coaching. And so my method right now is copywriting. You don't have to get fancy. You don't have to make your own thing, right? But you must have a method that you sell. Even if you're promising this to clients, it would be, I'm going to sell you on the idea of a nurture system. I think you need to nurture your people. Then you sell them on you creating an email list for them or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a method first. That was my method, digital persuasion. Next, what is the one idea of your sales message? It was simple. If you learn this skill, you'll make money online. That easy. You see how simple it can be? If you learn the skill, you'll make money. If I can prove that, why would someone not buy from me if the value was there? And lastly, what is the one promise or offer you're promising? Mine was make your first $1,000 online as a digital persuader. That was the promise. I was saying if they bought this and engaged and followed along the steps, they would make that. And a lot of people did. A lot. It was actually crazy. So yeah, that was it. So now moving on to key number 2, breakneck hooks. You see, if no one reads your page, you're not going to make any money. So before you sell them, you must learn how to get someone to even read. How do you capture someone's attention and get them excited to read a bunch of words? Bro, it's 2025, bro. People don't like to read. You're going to have to convince them to do it. They must have a strong reason. And so here's an example. If you have 1,000 people who hit your page and you have a mediocre hook, you don't grab them by the neck. You don't have a breakneck hook. Only 100 people stay to read. And then only 10 people purchase. You're just made up conversion rates, but you get the point. Versus those same 1,000 people, if you have a breakneck hook, a killer hook, you convince half of them to stay and read, which is pretty good. You get 500 people that make it to the end and 50 purchases. You 5x the profit of your business. Revenue, I guess you should say. Now imagine this with 100,000 people. Instead of it being 10,000 purchases, you get 50,000 purchases. A breakneck hook is everything. It's everything. So let me teach you how to do it. And so the whole goal of a breakneck hook is they need to leave the first part of your sales page thinking, wow, I have to read this right now. Not I have to read this later. Not, oh, that sounds kind of boring. I have to read this now. If you don't feel that whenever you read your hook, or if you don't show it to people who are your target audience and they don't feel that, you go back to the drawing board. So if your target customer doesn't think after reading your hook, wow, I have to read this now, which means like the first headline, first 200 words or so, then you should redo it until they do. There's no point in writing a whole sales page that no one's going to read. Nail the hook. Let me show you how to do it. So first component of a breakneck hook is the headline and subheadlines. This is all based on key number 1. So if you nail key number 1, if you get the foundation, this becomes easy. The next step is you need to match the customer's awareness level. So they have no clue what something is. You can't start by leading with the method if they don't know what it is. You have to teach them about it first. You have to match their awareness level. Versus if they're already super aware and you just want to hit them with an offer, then you lead with the offer. You don't want to waste their time. You don't want to make them feel like you're making them sound stupid. Okay? You have to match their awareness level. I have a whole in-depth video called How to Write 6-Figure Headlines. Search that up after this video. Stay on your train of thought, and it'll teach you how to do that. But also, your headline needs to have at least 2 out of 4 U's. I think it's from Kyle Milligan again. It must be urgent, useful, unique, and ultra specific. It doesn't have to be all of those, but it needs to have at least 2. And I'll show you how I do that in my exact headline in a second. But that's the headline and subheadline. Subheadlines are kind of the same thing. You just want to use them to hype up the main headline. As long as it stays with the big idea, you'll be good. Number 2, attention grabber. Your first few lines of your sales page have to hit. I can't remember what book it's from. I think it's the Adweek Copywriting Handbook. But he says, what's the entire purpose of a headline? Well, to get them to read the first sentence. What's the entire purpose of the first sentence? To get them to read the second sentence. So like, you have to think like this. Your first few lines have to hit. And how do you get it to hit? First, by being unexpected. If your sales page sounds like every other thing they've ever seen, they're bored immediately. It must be unexpected. Don't be weird. Don't be like kooky or pull them away. Just be unexpected. Be different. Think about the intro of this video. It was probably unexpected. It wasn't like in this video, I'm going to show you the 5 ways you, like, bro, everybody says that. So it said, I did a little jig, I did a little dance, said whatever. It's unexpected. But it also has to match the customer bubble. We talked about this in the 5 key framework video as well. You must start in your target customer's world. You'll see exactly how I do this in a second. You must hit their pains and problems directly. Don't hold any punches. Hit them right where they're feeling right now. Bring up that emotion. And the key here is try 25 variations if you have to. Make them feel something. If you can make them feel something, they're going to be engaged. So step number 3 is curiosity boosters. Once you've got them hit, you got their pain, you got them, you got their attention. Now you need to build that emotion, build that curiosity that we're going to angle into that one big thing, You do this by using false info. Basically, you give more information without actually giving more information. Like they feel like they're gaining more information, but they're really not. Their curiosity is gaining. And so I like to use high value writing, New, Easy, Safe, and Big from Kyle Milligan. Or if you want to, watch the 5Q video or look up the value equation by Hormozy. I like to judge all my copy by just running it through the value equation. Does it increase the dream outcome? Does it increase the perceived likelihood of achievement? Does it decrease time delay? Does it decrease effort? Doing that builds curiosity without actually revealing what's going on. I like to use not statements and without statements because if you tell someone what something isn't, they just get more and more curious about what it is without actually gaining any more information. Number 4, establish credibility. Why should they believe you? If you don't tell them immediately in the hook somewhere why they should believe you, nothing matters. If they don't believe you, nothing you say matters, right? Sales is a transference of belief over a bridge of trust. If there's no trust, nothing you say is going to hit because they don't trust you, bro. They don't trust you. You must establish credibility somehow. And then 5, open a loop or bribe to read to the end. Why do they have to keep reading? And if you nailed key number 1 in the steps above, you're 90% there. Just tell them, right? Give them some reason that they have to read to the end. Let's go over my exact example. It's going to make it super clear. So starting with the headline here, we have how anyone can master the skill of digital persuasion to make 5 to 15K per month from anywhere in the world. So what I did here was I decided to get a little fancy. And it's a secret lead, but because I created my own new opportunity, it adds to the curiosity because you kind of know what digital persuasion is, but you don't really know. So if this was a random concept that just how anyone can master the art of 5Q vibration or something, it's not going to hit. But because you kind of understand what digital means, you kind of understand what persuasion means, it builds curiosity while still keeping the secret intact. And so what did I do? 5 to 15K per month. That's the main thing my audience wants. And I added some curiosity here. So from anywhere in the world, adding like a with or without statement. And then how I made 11K in 46 days after I learned the skill. What do we talk about? The 4 U's. Ultra specific, useful, all of these things. Also, it answered what's in it for me, right? 5 to 15K per month. That's what's in it for you. So let's go into now the hook. Also, KJ the Anti-Guru reveals the real secret to making money online. Building curiosity doesn't really give any actual information. I'm building curiosity here. I'm hitting them exactly where they're at. They want to master something. They have this desire. They want to make 5 to 15K per month. Most of them are from all kinds of different places in the world. And I knew that, which is why I said from anywhere in the world. I'll go ahead and addressing that false belief off the jump. Let's see how I do this here. This is my attention grabber. Have you ever wondered? I'm starting with a question immediately, getting them to ask a question in their mind. Why does it seem like everyone's making money except me? I've tried everything, but nothing is working. What's the real secret these online gurus aren't telling me? I'm hitting them exactly in their head. This is exactly what they're thinking every day. If that's you right now, I got your back, brother. Here is what I'm explaining, what they're going to receive if they keep reading. I'm going to reveal the secret to you. And this secret allowed me to make 22K just last month. Credibility. You see how I'm building up curiosity while also adding credibility by saying, hey, I did this. To be honest, it's actually very simple, making it sound easy. Not statements. It's not this. It's not this. It's not this. It's not this. It's all for one simple reason. You haven't learned this most valuable skill. I'm setting a hook here. What is the most valuable skill? What is the secret? You see, I built all this curiosity without giving away any more information. The only information that I told them was that it's a skill. That's it. That's the only thing they know from this. But all this curiosity is built. They are now hooked in. If there is someone who is struggling with this, have the exact problem, my target audience, they're hooked, bro. They're hooked. I know this worked because it made $9,000 with almost no traffic, right? So it works. And that's the end of the hook. And so that's how you accomplish all those things in the correct way to make a really compelling sales message. So now, moving on to key number 3, anti-selling. You see, what I come to realize, even as a young kid, is people love buying. You think selling is hard, but think about how much you love to buy things. There's courses, there's programs, there's all these apps to help you stop buying stuff. You love to buy stuff. The issue is you hate being sold to. And so if you want to make a lot of money, you have to learn how to create a buying environment. You want to give Tesla your money. You want to give Apple your money because they create a buying environment. And you can do the same thing in your life with your skills. So it all comes from swapping from you should, right? You should do this. I think you should do this, bro. You should do this, do this, do this, do this. People don't want to hear that. You don't want to give your money to someone who's telling you, you should do this. You should buy my thing. Versus someone saying, hey, here's how I did this. Here's how I did this. That gets your attention. You're thinking, maybe I could do something similar. So learn how to create a buying environment. And Myron Golden, one of the GOATs, man, he says this quote that I love. He's like, I'm not in the business of convincing people. I'm not going to convince anyone anything. Because he's smart. He understands. You're not going to make someone do something they don't want to do. What you have to do is make them want to do what you want them to. And that comes by creating a buying environment. We're going to talk about exactly how to do that in this key. So let's go over. AntiSelling, belief-breaking stories. What you're going to do is you're going to tell mental stories of how you overcome the false belief that they have, and they will overcome that belief in their head, and they'll want to put themselves in your shoes. Think about when you watch a movie. Why do you enjoy movies? It's because you're picturing yourself as the main character. You resonate with them. You want to be them. I watch Ocean's 11 and I want to pull a bank heist, bro. Like I see myself being George Clooney. Like I want to be just the classy gentleman with a cigar, like planning this massive heist. Like that's why we love movies. And so we can take advantage of this because God has instilled us to love stories. That's how Jesus taught. Jesus taught in parables because we understand stories more than we understand just raw information. Because there's emotion there. It's a story. We just love them. And so take advantage of this in your stuff. And so this is how this works, okay? This is the journey. You tell a story starting with you before, where you were. This is where I was before I figured out digital persuasion, okay? Then you talk about the journey you went on and how much it sucked, how you were suffering the same pain that they are. And then you discovered this thing that turned everything around and allowed you to achieve the result that they want. And so let's go over how to do it. Number one, the mirror backstory. You need to talk about your story, and it needs to look exactly like where they're at. The closer your story matches to where they are, the more they're going to resonate with you, the more they're going to see themselves being you in this story. The more they're going to take action on whatever you took action on, being this method. Number two, the painful journey. You must make it sound very painful. It must be real. It must be real pain that you felt, that you went through, that they're hopefully going to avoid in the future, hint, hint, by taking your product. Number three, the one method. Everything changes not when you made a product, but when you found the method. You're selling them on the method, and your product just so happens to be the best way to fulfill this method. So you're not selling them on the product, sell the method. And so whenever you found the method, that's the turning point in the story. When you found this, everything clicked, things started to go up, lives started to improve. That's when things got good. And so what's going to happen in their head is they're going to say, you know what? Maybe if I tried this method, the same thing would happen to me. See how you're not selling them. You're telling them what happened, and they're doing the selling in their head. So instead of you convincing them to adopt your idea, they're creating the idea in their own head to buy your thing. Do you see how powerful this is? I hope you guys are catching this. Number four, the simple plan. And so using this method, you develop a plan. This is the plan that you're ultimately going to sell to them, whatever you did. You develop a plan, and it got you to number five, which is the crazy results. The results that they wanted so bad. And so the way this looks like, it's very simple. It's like, I want this. I wanted this thing. I tried blank and nothing was working. It was super painful. I found this one method that changed everything. I made a plan to execute this method. Then I achieved everything I wanted. That's it. And this will hit hard if you nailed key number one. If your story doesn't match wherever they're feeling right now, this is not going to hit. But if your story matches perfectly how they feel and what they want to achieve, they're going to put themselves in your shoes and take the same action that you did. And the key here, please guys, do not promise me you're going to follow this. I've given you a lot of power here. I ask that you have responsibility. Do not lie. Don't make up stuff that didn't happen. The reason why this sales page hit so hard is because it was my real freaking life. I told you guys how I felt, what was going on, and the things that I actually did. Now, obviously, you're going to use copy to make it nice and persuasive and clean, but you can't lie. They're going to tell, like, it's going to hurt you over time, guys. And so many people took my sales page. I'm not kidding. Literally copy and pasted it, put in their offer and their pictures, and they got nowhere. They copied every single word and got nowhere. Why? Because it was a lie. Their customers knew that it wasn't them. Right? The market's not stupid. You guys are not dumb. Okay? You guys know. Be non-needy. Don't tell lies. So let's go over exactly how I did this in my page. So first we have the mirror backstory, right? I had one goal for the past 10 years, make money online. What was the one problem that we talked about? Make money online, right? You're seeing how the key number one comes into play here. I've tried almost everything. And I made a list of things that I had tried that you guys have also tried. Let's talk about how painful it was, right? I was ready to give up. I struggled with anxiety. I'm asking questions that you guys are probably asking in your head. It was so painful, man. So painful. And then what happened? The new skill that made me $22K in 1 month. I talked about the one method, me discovering this one method. The key here, the bonus key, is you can't just say I pulled this out of my butt. Someone gave it to you. Somehow you were shown this method, and give that person credit. So for me, it was really Dan Coe. Dan Coe showed me that, man, if you write a good sales page, if you learn persuasion, you can make money easily with not much effort. And so Dan Coe showed me digital persuasion. That's where I learned it. And so this whole section is me showing you my discovery of the one method, right? It's very relatable. I talked about watching YouTube at 3 a.m., being stuck. I learned about persuasion and how if you combine persuasion with the power of the internet, you can persuade more people in less time without needing any money to start with. All for learning one skill, digital persuasion. I'm not selling them my course, my school yet. I'm selling them the concept, digital persuasion. It was all digital persuasion. And so that is the one method. So backstory, talk about what they want. They're in my world. I am them. They're going through the same pains that I'm going through. Then I discovered this one method. And that's what they are doing right now. They're discovering it for the first time as well. And then I created a simple plan. So I created a plan. Get good at digital persuasion. Get paid to grow other people's businesses. Hit 10K a month and grow my own online business. You see how this is not detailed? It's very just high level, simple, understandable, and makes sense using what they learned above. And guess what? Then we go over the crazy results. So I talk about how just after learning the skill, everything clicked. It all started to work. I hit 10K a month. I actually did this. These are real screenshots, real results. And then I talk about other people's results. Crazy, right? And so that is the journey. So do you see how we went on this beautiful journey of my backstory before? Pain, finding the one method, making a plan, and achieving the results. Super simple, super simple. But it's all about nailing the first key, right? So moving on to key number 4. So it's supposed to say 4. The money ladder. Okay, so now comes the fun part. The part where you wake up to multiple $127 screenshots every single night, or notifications, I mean. Guys, I cannot tell you how crazy this was. I made a vlog called like 22K Entrepreneur or something, I don't know, where I actually launched the school. And dude, every time my phone would go, cha-ching, cha-ching, I'd hear it multiple times an hour. And every time I heard that, I thought, $127, $127. It was insane. And you can wake up to that. I promise you, it's very, very possible. But you got to learn these concepts. And this is the final thing that ties it all together. So if you've done everything up to this point, you've done all the hard work. Now it's time to collect the bag. But you have to collect it. You must know what you're doing. This is why we talk about the money ladder, getting money in. So once they're sold on the method, all you have to do is position your product, your solution, what you're selling, as the best way to implement that method. Okay? So my example of this with Copy Elite is, once you guys are sold on copywriting, I position Copy Elite as the number one best way, hands down, you could possibly learn this skill and make money with it online and scale even further. And I believe that through the bottom of my heart. And there's 140 testimonials to back that up. So this is what you must do for your client's offer or for your own offer if you guys already own an offer. Is now that they've put themselves in your story, right? They've replaced you with them. They're at the before point where your story started, and they want to be you where you're at now. And you must position your offer as the latter. They get to skip all this pain. They get to skip creating a plan. All they have to do is don't do what you did. Now there's a ladder here, right? There's still a little bit of effort. They have to take action. They have to actually put some money down. They have to take a risk. But compared to the massive pit, it's not near as bad. And this is why the story is so important. If you've done a good job with the story, buying your product makes logical sense. Why would they not do it? It'd be more painful to not buy. That's how people buy. When you create a buying environment, it's more painful if they don't take action with you. That's when people will start making purchases, because people do what they think will benefit them. The reason people aren't buying your stuff is because they do not think it will benefit them. You must position it in a way that does. So you've already done all the hard work. How do you do this? Well, your offer needs to solve the one problem using the one method, achieving the one desire, fulfilling the one why. If they're thinking this in their heads, why would they not buy your stuff? The issue is you've not positioned your offer to do these things. Or you don't even have a one problem. You don't even have, this is why the power of one is the foundation. If you lay this out right, you're going to crush. And so the key is to make this ladder irresistible. There's still risk involved in this ladder. It's still scary. They're still going to have to pay some money. They're going to have to do some work. So how do you make it as least scary and least painful as possible? Well, we do that by making it irresistible. So the first step is making it safer. How do you make the ladder safer? Right? Guarantees, all this good stuff. Make it seem safe. Next, make it seem fast. The shorter you can make that ladder, the more someone's going to want to take it. The longer it seems, the worse it's going to be. Less effort. Make it as painless as possible for them. And so part of this is they're seeing the pain from your story, and they want to skip that. So make your offer positioned to skip all that pain. You'll see exactly how I did this in a pretty good way, if I say so myself, in a second. And lastly, now or never. If things are comfortable where they are at, why would they hop on that ladder? Because there's going to be some level of risk, okay? You must give them an ultimatum. It's now or never. Things are not going to stay the same. They're going to get worse unless you hop on this ladder. The key, again, is to not lie. Don't be deceptive here. Don't give them fake urgency, scarcity, whatever. Tell the truth. You'll see how I did this. Now, my exact 80K example. Let's get into it. So this is the start of the ladder. Look, pay attention. Look at how I positioned this, okay? So the question is, how do you learn digital persuasion fast and make your first $1,000 online? Notice how I tied it in to the big problem. Without this, what am I doing? I'm making the ladder more irresistible. I'm making where they're at seem a lot more painful by putting in these without statements. I got you, bro. This is what I'm saying. Hey, come look at this ladder. I've compiled everything I know about this, the exact knowledge that's generated me and my clients over 350K into something that will change your life forever. I'm making that ladder seem sturdy and safe. And then boom, I show them the ladder. Digital Persuasion School. Then I give them the promise right underneath. Everything you need to make your first $1,000 in this new method that I just sold them. Then all I'm doing is making this ladder irresistible, right? Phase 1, master the art of digital persuasion. Learn the secret to mastering the skill fast. What did I say? Fast. Make the ladder fast. All these juicy bullets. Phase 2, sign clients. Making the ladder seem amazing. The dream outcome seem amazing. They have to hop on this ladder to get here. Conquer the internet. How to use this. I'm just answering any problem that they think that they might have. I'm answering that, hey, we're going to cover it. Bonus resources, all of this. Total value, this. I'm making the ladder seem incredible. Like, why would they not hop on this? Okay? Why would they not hop on this? Urgency and scarcity. Get access now for only $97. The price will never be this low again. It never went that low, right? I'm not lying. Now, I need to explain the now or never. Everything is primed. They've gone through this emotional journey. They see themselves winning. They know this is a good opportunity. They're sold on the method. The ladder looks amazing. How do I make it now or never? How do I help them improve their life by getting them to fight that inaction? People hate change. People hate risk. You're going to have to fight them to help them. If you want to help someone, you're going to have to fight them because they don't want to help themselves, right? You're still early. Save your spot before it's too late. This is the opportunity you've been waiting for. Then I explain it. While this is the opportunity of a lifetime, there's one small problem. The more people who have access to the information, the less valuable it becomes. This is not lying, this is truth. I gave them systems in here. And these systems in the market only work if they're not saturated, if there's not a million people doing it. So the earlier you get in, the more valuable it's going to be because there's less people doing it. It's all about having an edge in the market, which is why this is true. So to keep this as valuable as possible for each member, I'm going to raise the price for every 100 people that join. This will ensure three things. It remains valuable for each member. It's full of only the most high quality entrepreneurs. You're rewarded for taking action now by locking in your spot. That being said, now's the chance to lock in your spot for the insanely low price of $107 a month. And I raised it. And literally, I tell them, like, each time I raise it like 2 or 3 times before I shut down the school. So yeah, that is how you do it. That is how you make this ladder irresistible. After reading this, you're like, why would you not take this? It hurts more to not buy. That's when people are going to buy. And so that is the 4 keys. And they all lead to the Killer Sales Page Template V2. I made an entire Google Doc template for you guys. You can see it here. It's a bonus just so you guys can really crush with this. Hope you enjoy, man. Hope you enjoy. And so it'll be linked in the description. You can get it down there at the very bottom of the description. But also, I have a couple bonuses. Let me fix my Miro board. Here we go. I also added some bonuses. The first bonus is I'm going to give you the full 80,000 sales page copy in a Google Doc, the exact copy that I wrote to make 80K. You can check it out. You can study it. You can make a copy. You can analyze it. You can steal it if you want. It's not going to help you. You're not going to make any sales, but you can do it if you want to. People have stole it all the time and it doesn't work, but what can you do? Easy way out, right? And also a simple outreach method using this template, right? Is to find some people who have a sales page, rewrite their hook for free, the lead, right? Send it to them. If they like it, if you crushed it, get on a call with them, charge them $1K for the whole page. Super easy. I've sold a bunch of these guys. It's very possible. And all you do is you promise a full refund if it doesn't outperform the current page. That's it. And that's how you do it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Love you. Hopefully that this helped you, man. Hopefully this makes you some money. If it does, let me know because I'd love to hear how I'm helping you guys. And catch you in the next video.